match of first. In the center of the ring and my right, at 438 pounds, they hail from the territorial state insane asylum. Medic number 2, Dr. P. A set of challengers directly behind me. They hail from the Bomb City. They are the combined team of Hobo Man Jordy Caleb's and the West Texas Werewolf Greg Greenland. They are the children of Feuds. But now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing your champions. Accompanied in the ring this evening by the Sultan. They are your reigning, defending, top of Texas Tag Team Champions. The team of the Chicano Assassin, Chuey Martinez. And representing the Scumbag Crew, he is D.B. Cooper.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SlamCast Live. It is Rage in a Cage, and I am
just a smidgen.
Just a smidgen. I am the Saz, and of course, alongside me, well, somebody who has a big announcement here later tonight.
I'm telling you.
Scotty Tucker in the building.
I have been here talking amongst the people all week. I thought it was false. I'm looking in the arena today, first time walking out. There is a solid steel cage and 6 men that want to rip each other apart.
This is a way to kick things
off.
Oh,
wait, Greg's a little too close to the commentator's table here. Hello, yeah. Mr. Gory, close to the action. Hello, there's a cage inside that you got a title to win. Woo. People into it today. Tag team titles on the line. What better way?
Tag team triple threat. Escape the
Greg!
First two team members to escape the cage, both feet hitting the floor, are going to be wearing the 20 pounds of the Top of Texas Tag Team title.
Indeed. The champions, Chuey Martinez and D.B. Cooper, looking to defend. What a title defense, though. Both these men in a triple threat in a cage.
The Dojo D-Gens taking on the Children of Fenrir, taking on Medic and his I still say he's an intern, but he hasn't quite confirmed that to me yet.
Oh, boy.
I got something to tell you.
See, Dr. Payne is yelling at fans through a steel wall. Does he not know there's 4 men behind him that could just kick him into it?
Not even just 4 men. 4 of the most violent men in Top of Texas. I mean, you talk D.B. Cooper, who just recently came out of a Lego and
tag in Arizona. Shout out Native Ways.
You've got Jordan Caleb's and Gregory Lynn, the Children of Fenrir, who have been very violent in recent times. And then, of course, Chuey Martinez, the Chicano Assassin.
Ultra-violence personified. That man, Chuey Martinez, has sacrificed years of his body to ultra-violence itself. So a steel cage sits a lot of these men at home.
So let's just throw this out here. Again, this is one of the only matches here tonight that you have to actually escape the cage. Normally, here in Top of Texas, the steel cage set up, no escape. But in this case, it is escape to victory. Both men have to leave the cage to become the champions.
Earlier, there was a coin toss that decided, what the verdict was going to be. The Children of Fenrir and the champions were all for the stipulation. Dr. Payne putting up a little bit of fight. Maybe thinking he could capitalize on a pin, but now everybody has to escape.
Well, you've got
Greg and Chuey. Double teaming Medic too.
Oh. So the Dojo DJs and the Children of Fenrir are working together. How long is this going to happen?
Hobo's got DB in the headbutt competition. Oh, what a headbutt by Hobo. Oh, DB thinking not to be one outmatched. Oh, throws Dr. Payne right in.
I don't think he meant to throw him into Hobo Man like that.
However, it's effective. I mean, just maybe giving him a nod like, hey, buddy.
Very
Titles
effective
are still on the line.
By the way, I want to remind you guys, we are, of course, live here on Twitch. We have the chat room open. Go ahead and hit that follow button. We are literally just a few short followers away from 50. Oh my God.
50?
We are right there. We are right there.
Thank you. Thank you for the support and continuous love as we here at Top of Texas are looking to grow and expand the years of illustrious West Texas wrestling history. Thank you all for being a part of it. Another chapter written tonight in the cage. Look at. Oh no. Oh. I thought he was going to be the first taste of steel today. Oh, no, wow!
That looks like no.
Oh no, he's pulling him on the turnbuckle, but
you got to be careful.
That's not a good spot to be at. Barbed wire, Greg Gorey winning a cage. Oh, Greg's first one.
But they're right there at the door.
Greg's first one to taste the steel, getting thrown back into it.
Medic's trying to get out of that cage. Parker kind of holding on. I don't think he notices that Medic number 2 is trying to get out, or maybe he is. And he's being a cheeky little son of a gun. I gotta watch my language on this channel.
I seen Greg in the back earlier. I spoke to him and I asked him, your veteranship in cage matches has to mean something. I said, what strategy are you going in? The man chuckled at me, took a drink of beer and said strategy and walked away.
But here's the thing. Greg's only been in a handful of cage matches, most of them being Bunkhouse Stampede. The last time he was in a cage match was against that man, Chuey Martinez, in a Dead Man's Playground match where we had all sorts of weapons thrown about the steel cage. This is another beast in and of itself.
Chewy's getting worked down at the bottom. Sultan giving DB water through the cage like he's a zoo animal.
It is so weird to see the Sultan actually being supportive here.
Hobo's face into the side of the cage, courtesy of Dr. Payne. Grinding away. What is Chewy? Look at Chewy.
Time to use the big cheese grater.
Oh, no. Oh, Chewy leaning back on the cage there. After a shoulder tackle by DB.
Well, I don't think.
Oh, Caleb's is Jordan. Oh, Jordan's that raking on the cage. You have to understand this steel is sharp.
Oh yeah.
Hobo's face great. Oh no. Oh no.
Here we go.
Oh no. This is where the color starts. But don't let this get the children offender out of. Those guys are guys that like to see the color of their own blood. So I'm sure this is going to wake something up in both of them. Medic number 2's in the corner down. Oh, Greg. Oh, face first into the buckle right in front of me. Courtesy of DB.
Hobo trying to hobo up. You see him trying to channel the Hobo Maniac.
DB like a shark in the water, seeing Caleb's bleeding, goes after, but Hobo's not down and out yet. Like I said, these rugged bar fighters are into it.
I gotta remember I have to lean forward because I'm a little bit quiet. It doesn't seem like it, but I actually am a little bit quiet. But I'm also used to, being able to move my microphone with me. So
my apologies.
Not your fault, it's my fault. I should have brought the good mic. Instead, I brought the other good mic.
Oh, Chewy into the cage. Hard into the cage.
Like a DDT move.
Monkey flip by the Hobo Man.
Right
what
there.
A monkey flip. We are right front and center in front of a cage. You couldn't find a better spot in the house. I don't know where you were going to get one. Greg's back up. Oh, Hobo looking to escape. Hobo looking to hop out. Oh, Medic grabbing him in. Medic and Dr. Payne seeing the strategy here.
Well, the Medic and Dr. Payne, they want to get back into championship gold. They haven't held the tag team titles since December of 2019, back in the old WrestlePlex.
Wow. The
Children of Fenrir are the most recent former tag team titles.
Oh, Gregory Lynn head first into the cage. Medic 2 launches him like a lawn dart. These men are not slowing down on
This is the biggest cage match of the summer.
Oh, what a leg sweep by Medic 2. Not letting his leader take the fall of that headbutt to the gut.
He listened to his sensei.
Oh.
Sweep the leg.
Oh. Now Chuey is bleeding in the corner, courtesy of Medic 2 launching him into that cage. Can you believe that this is the first match?
This is only match number 1.
We have 4 other matches. Oh, body slamming Medic 2
We have the
hard.
first women's match in Top of Texas history to be held inside of a steel cage.
The first?
We have Miracle Mike James and Ryan Justice, match number 3.
And I know that match is 2 out of 3 falls in a cage. Let's not skip over the women's match. These women have been putting in time and effort here on Top of Texas.
Nabira and Misfit
have been going at it from
wait
Kansas
to, see
to
it.
Texas. This rivalry concocting in a cage, what a beautiful ending. You can't write it better.
You want to talk about a rivalry ending in a cage tonight?
What you got?
Sean Lau
And
is back here tonight. We haven't seen him in weeks. He's back here tonight against J.D. Smitty for the Panhandle title.
We haven't seen him in person, but let's not disregard that promo Sean cut on the Top of Texas Facebook page this week.
He's going to have to be spicy here tonight.
I don't know what's going on. Sean, this is a different Sean. He didn't come to the arena like normal. He didn't come say hi to the boys. Sean is torn.
He's in his own zone.
This is
and
a
then
different Sean Lau. Chops to the chest.
And then our main event tonight, Pierce Price, Sama Tamu. This is the only way it can end. That way nobody from the House of Strong Style can get in, and Pierce Price and Sama Tamu can't get out. This is the only way it can end.
And I couldn't agree more. Anytime Sama has had Pierce right there on the cusp of victory, some interference tonight. No interference, 4 sides of steel, 2 heavyweight, once again, meat smacking meat. Oh!
I'm sure whoever wins here tonight will be facing off against the wrongful Top of Texas heavyweight champion Blade in the near future.
You can keep speaking on big and bad.
He is not the champ. I will die on this grave.
We might be surrounded by steel, but I still don't feel safe about Big and Blade being talked about without him being here. The South is out. He's smacking everyone.
Okay, now I have to bleep you.
Why you have to bleep me?
You just used that C word that I can't use on
That's what
YouTube.
they told me it's called.
It's not what it's called.
Fine, the
on
stunt
TV.
rooster.
It's
Red bleeding too. Why does he have it as a headband? Hobo is getting his inner Woodstock in here, about to put punishment on Medic. Is he gonna headbutt him with the? Oh!
Headbutt.
With the stunt rooster. Sorry, monetization is a crazy thing. Woo! What a right by Chuey.
I'm just saying that C word is not TV-14.
Ooh, Chuey going for the punch and chop combo on Dr. Payne. It's the tease again!
In a row.
Every week!
Look at Sultan just having a blast.
Every week somebody's nipples are violated in the center of the ring, and I can't keep commentating on it. This is insanity. Oh, slams him right onto the stunt, explicit word. Look at Sultan. Sultan's proud of his boys. Out here cheering him on as Caleb takes a bump into the cage, hitting his back first. Oh no. Chuey going to the outside with him. Oh! Hey, Chuey has
the first one out. Chuey's the first one out.
Martinez has escaped the cage.
Chewy got out. That kind of leaves DB by himself.
Yeah, he just...
in a little bit of a way, maybe trying to get out.
He literally and figuratively left DB into the... Oh!
Ooh, DB with a double doctor knocker. Oh! Oh, Chewy back into it. Slamming Caleb's foot into the cage. DB is going out. Is he out?
Is this... That's it? Wow.
Tag Team Champions, Chuey Martinez and
Crazy turn of events here.
What was that? That was just nipples and brutality.
But they got out of there as soon as they could, and more power to them. That shows why they are the dominant tag team champions here in Top of Texas Wrestling. Well, I'm going to let you go do your job.
I got a match.
Again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SlamCast Live. Thank you for checking out. I can't hear you.
Is it really the first women's cage match ever?
Yeah.
I'm going to emphasize that.
Yeah. Anyways, there's Scotty Tucker here who first with me.
Scotty had questions. Scotty doesn't know.
Scotty sir does know. No. No, ours is for our online fans.
For our Twitch. Yes, ma'am.
Here, let me see that real quick.
I'll probably be loud enough for you to hear me. Hold on.
These guys. Children of Fender are not happy. And I mean, I don't blame them.
I don't
They
either.
shouldn't have been in this tag. They should have had that one-on-one.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is for the Top of Texas Women's Championship. Introducing the competitors first. She is the challenger, Nabira. And introducing her opponent, she is the reigning Top of Texas Women's Champion. The one who does not belong. This is Misfit.
Marco's left. Dr. Payne needs some milk. I'm pretty sure he does.
Dr. Payne needs some milk.
After that one, yeah, I would agree. We are making history here in Top of Texas.
First ever.
The first time the women have competed inside of the solid steel cage here in Top of Texas Wrestling.
Wow.
And of
What
course,
better
it's
feud?
got to be for the biggest prize for all of women in West Texas, the Top of Texas Women's Championship.
Oh, she's going for it early.
She's going to try to plan her now. Never
Snap
mind.
mirror over. Maybe looking to put her away early. Nice chin lock there by Nabira. Misfit gets away, maybe sensing a thing of danger there. Both these ladies know each other very well, but with the element of a steel cage, it's a little bit different.
Well, you gotta realize it's kind of been a ducking match between both of these two. But tonight, there's no escape for either of these two. They have to face each other inside of that steel cage. And I hate to say it, I think we'll see Misfit retain. She has been the most dominant women's champion in Top of Texas history. She's been defending it all over the place. She has gone all over the
defended against
country.
people from all over the place. Let's not undermine, like you said, the title reign of Misfit has been that of legendary status. She has done and elevated the women's title just
She has defended it more than some of our former champions. No disrespect to any of our former women's champions.
No disrespect.
But
You have to call dominance when you see it.
exactly.
Oh, stiff kicks.
And I mean,
Tearing up the
Misfit's only
chest
been
in
doing it for a
midsection.
couple of years, but she has grown since
Oh,
she
nice
has
hammer
started.
lock. Nice hammer lock there by Misfit.
And
Whoa.
that right there.
All right, rolls out of it. There we go. Nabira with a nice headlock, center of the ring, countering out of that hammer lock there. Good transitional wrestling here. Woo, beautiful. Side headlock takeover.
This all
Ooh,
started
leg scissors here.
technically
Ooh,
because
leg scissors.
Nabira, I guess, walked out on Misfit in XWE a couple months ago.
A couple months ago, they've had a feud here. Misfit holding Nabira down as she tries to nip up there. What's she gonna do here? Oh, rolling out of it. Both ladies at a standoff yet again. They know each other too well. This is the, how many times have they fought each other? They have to know each other like a book.
I believe this will be number
She,
5.
no.
She's going to try to plan her as well.
I thought she was, oh. Full
Bringing
Nelson
those-
with some
she
knees
is
to the
bringing those
mush.
knees up.
Kneeing her in the mush. ladies are fighting.
Double underhook.
Nice. Double underhook DDT.
Elizabeth 42 with the ouch. Yeah, gotta agree with you on that one.
Maybe caught her a little bit on the bridge of the nose there. She seems to be bleeding a little bit from the bridge of her nose. Oh, Misfit going after Nabira.
Well, you know, we got the biggest party of the summer going on in Nashville. We've got some ladies are fighting in Las Vegas here tonight. But nothing's going to be tougher than this right here tonight.
Oh, sweeps the leg. She's looking for it.
Knees.
Double knees. Double knees to the chest of Nabira. Misfit goes in for the cover, looking to retain.
More to the face.
Oh. It looked like the chest and face. You are right about that, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Misfit backing her into the corner here, looking to work. Brutal forearms.
I think that shot to the nose. I think that actually,
Misfit up.
yeah, definitely.
Oh, still hits that clothesline, even with the steel cage. Maybe she felt it a little bit on her back there, knowing it's there.
Uh-oh.
Using it to hold herself there.
Oh!
Beautiful
Call
axe
her
handle.
a queen with the crowning achievement, that double axe handle.
Kick out at one here. Kick out at one here. These two women are tough as nails. Getting in here into the cage and fighting over the most prestigious title for the women's division here. This is insane.
Most prestigious title in all the women's divisions here in the West Texas area.
The Top of Texas Women's Championship is just, they've been putting on classics.
Oh!
Nabira, stiff boot to the chest. She going for a suplex up there.
Nice snap.
Bridging suplex.
Bridges it.
Kicks out at 1.5. Ref called it out too. A little close there. Maybe I didn't see the mat slap. Going back in. Misfit back out at 1. Beautiful snap suplex there by Nabira.
Tired Shiloh.
With the
It'll be
bridge.
okay.
Whoa.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Nabira is feeling it. The steel will turn everybody into an animal. Kick out at 2.
Can Nabira do what so many haven't been able to do?
If you notice there, Nabira was trying to pin the shoulder of Misfit down with her hand. What a smart strategy here. Ooh, Nabira into the cage.
Think about the people that Misfit has had to go through as of late. People like Frank Vegas. You think about Shai Lynn. The matches she's had with Stormy Renee just to begin the year. And of course, Nabira has been
choking her on the rope there. What do you call that? Brett's rope?
That is Brett's rope.
Brett's rope.
Brett's rope.
Choking her right there on Brett's rope.
It is the most effective rope. Shout out to SWE.
Oh, throwing Misfit in. Oh, Misfit threw Nabira into the side of the steel.
Again,
the way she just folded up from the ropes to the canvas, just like a pack of peanuts. It's not okay.
Pack of peanuts?
Just, you ever seen a pack of peanuts when you open it, they're all over the place? That's how it is. Raking her face like hamburger meat.
Using that big cheese grater.
Maybe she took notes there. Oh, Misfit letting the fans know she's in charge here.
Wow, Richard actually sober enough to realize that anything can happen here tonight.
Richard's got 3 whole beers on his lap, and he doesn't even know it.
On his lap? They're on his lap, in front of him, around him.
His vision's good enough drinking that it's on his lap.
You know the Dragon Ball Z aura? And his is liquor. It's just...
He said, Jack and beer. Oh, wow. Choking her over Brett's rope again.
Stiff elbow to the midsection.
Does Nabira have color? Nabira donning the crimson mask after that throw by Misfit into the cage.
Irish whip.
What a catch! Nabira showing the strength.
Nabira said, nah.
Oh, knee breaker.
Over her knee,
wrenching the back. Working the back of Misfit here.
You're getting a shot. Speaking of shots.
Poked her in the eye
right
there.
In the eye.
No DQ in the cage.
There is no love inside of a steel cage.
All is fair in love and war. This is a war for the women's title inside of a cage. No love lost between either one of these ladies.
No love lost indeed.
This is insane. This is 2? Oh, stiff forearms.
Yeah, you heard it. Oh, you heard the stiff forearm to the face.
Stiff forearm to the mouth. Kicking her. Oh, Nibiru looking for another suplex.
Looking for the hook. Up and over.
Oh, what a suplex.
She might have spiked her there at the end.
Ooh, Misfit kicking out at 2 there.
Referee Zeb, a.k.a. not Parker.
Not Parker. I will ride that gimmick till the day I die. That man is not Parker.
And that's why he said you're his least favorite commentator on
Who
here.
did?
He did.
Who did?
We were talking about it
that's
earlier.
okay. I'm commentating. He's in a cage with 2 vicious women. I think I'm doing all right. Misfit back into beer up. Ooh! Foot to the face, stretching. Now keep in mind, the stretch of the arm on the ropes can pop that shoulder out of place there. Misfit knew what she was doing.
Keeping an eye
back to the chin lock here.
Misfit. These two are staring daggers at each other whenever they have a chance. I don't think Misfit was ready for tonight. I really don't. But I swear, Misfit, with the way she's fighting, she's got to be able to pull this off here. Because it's already a drag. We already have 1 title stuck in Kansas. We shouldn't have a second one.
I mean, so that's up to Misfit to just defend it here, but it doesn't
exactly,
look like it's going
and
too well.
Misfit will defend it here.
There you go. Give up. Make her give up.
One time, me and Richard will agree. Come on, make her tap out.
Oh, rolling through.
Ooh. She might have eaten tailbone in that one.
Ooh, Misfit getting the other shoulder up. Nibiru there with a bit of strategy, pinning that shoulder straight down. Ooh, what is Misfit going for?
Her out.
Hooking the legs like a modified STF almost.
Very, very small.
Oh.
Rolls her.
Oh,
Dude.
back into it.
Zeb was not in position.
She hooking the legs again. Back to the submission here. Misfit, like a pit bull, not letting go.
And remember, it doesn't matter if she grabs
Is
that
she using
bottom rope.
Nibiru's own arm to choke her?
It doesn't matter if she grabs that bottom rope. All he can do is say, hey, would you please let go of the hold?
Oh, shoulders down. Oh, kick out of 2 there. She's barely getting that shoulder up.
I think both of these ladies
Tired, the fatigue and the exhaustion and the brutality.
You know, we got a little bit of a break here in Texas with the rain here the past couple of days, but you can tell these guys are still very, very, very exhausted from the heat. And you add in that steel cage, it's got to be brutal on them. Bear's got her up. Oh! I'm telling you, those forearms are just nasty. Up and over.
Oh, big old toss. Beeling her across the ring. Nibiru's fired up, looking to finish the champion. Oh, nice European uppercut. Snapmaring her out.
Oh. Misfit, yeah, maybe out of it. Whoa! Eat those toes.
Kick out at 2. Misfit just still into it.
Yeah, Misfit's in it, but you saw her. She just barely got that shoulder up. Come on, Misfit. We can't have another title go back to Kansas in XWE. You've got to do this. Plant her in the ground.
These women are fighting with every last bit they have. They're going to slug it. They're going to slug it out. You see fights in Vegas. You see fights in Texas. Oh.
Irish whip. Uh-oh. She's able to get out.
Oh!
There's that clothesline. Should be the beginning of the end there.
Out there at about 2.5. Misfit with a running clothesline. Knocking Nibiru down.
It's very stiff.
Momentum might be changing here.
Elizabeth with not
Irish whip.
Not the kisser.
Oh! Another solid
That was,
clothesline.
yeah, that was very solid.
Oh, rolling her through.
Wait.
Oh, rolling out.
Tried to Eddie Guerrero her. Come on. I know Ray's 20th year in WWE was this past Monday, but he also had a break there, so it's not consistent.
Back to the chin lock here. A little exchange of pinholds. Both these women are just trying to find how to take the other one down, running into each other almost.
Come on, Misfit.
Oh, stiff forearm again. Back to the stiff forearm.
I don't think, come on, Misfit.
Oh, to the chest.
Again, we can't have another title go to Kansas.
No talking fight.
I don't want to fight. That's my job is talking. Yes, yes,
Misfit
come on.
counters out of the way.
Come on, Misfit.
Oh no.
Anything
goes in the
anything's
cage.
legal.
Everything is legal.
She's gonna eat still.
Oh! Referee not Parker just got clocked.
That's what you needed.
Oh! These ladies are still fighting.
She is not happy that she hit referee Zeb.
That or Nabira might be realizing she dodged a title.
She dodged the title.
The
but
ref's down. Both competitors are down.
Both of these ladies, I think, may have clocked each other in the head.
Can we talk about the fact the ref got clocked?
Uh-oh, stiff kick to the midsection.
Oh!
With her head! But there's no
One, two, he's got to lock it!
No! Parker, no! Don't do it, Parker! Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and new Texas Women's Champion,
What a statement! What a statement!
And now we have another title going to Kansas. At least this one was won fairly.
One of the most dominant title reigns we've ever seen has come to an end. And wow!
And technically Parker can make the call. He is senior referee.
Oh my God!
Elizabeth, effing yes, sis.
Oh God! Misfit is understandably distraught. Understandably, she's distraught. I
Parker
get it.
didn't make the call.
Parker wasn't the legal ref, but I mean, he's a sanctioned ref.
He's not only sanctioned ref, he is senior ref.
Senior Parker.
Senior referee.
I can understand her frustration. Pushing the ref out the way.
But a little bit of your time today, nonetheless. I don't know if y'all keep up to, how many of y'all keep up with the Facebook? We're working with it. Well, if y'all know, we have a little bit of issues going on here at Top of Texas within the management. So here live in front of all of you, I'd like to announce that I'm going to be putting in for my candidacy to run for GM of Top of Texas. With that being said, like I am, my claim is to be the people's GM, and there's a reason for that. As you've seen throughout the last couple weeks, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot of touchy decisions and touchy things that needed to happen. And a lot of corruption has gotten in the way.
Did somebody say corruption? Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Micah Lucian Loveless. I have the distinct pleasure of announcing to you my candidacy for top of Texas General Manager.
The better GM!
Unlike my opponents, Scotty the Status Quo Tucker,
Scotty nobody!
and Tony Half Measure Hurst, a vote for me is a vote for innovations in malevolence and injustice.
Hey. How you doing? Mr. Loveless.
That's right.
Correct. So, I mean, I know innovations, but I really have a question. It's kind of bugging me. Who are you?
Oh, Mr. Tucker, I've been around for a while now, quietly watching, and soon enough these people will know me as well as I know them.
Well, I mean, it looks like I got a little bit of competition, but ladies and gentlemen, nonetheless, we are going to have voting set up here eventually inside the Plex. Please stay tuned to all social media pages, share it out, and show your support for which candidate you obviously want to vote for. Gotta vote for the people's GM, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you out the parade. Introducing the competitors of the mountains. First, he is the challenger. He is the last maverick from West Texas, Ryan Dawson. Introducing his opponent, he is the reigning, defending top of Texas junior heavyweight champion, Miracle Mike
Wazowski.
I don't know how to feel about you right now.
What do you mean? I'm still going to be on the commentating booth.
You
told
know
you.
my backstory.
I told
and
you
why
I felt
can't-
there was
Why I
corruption.
have to be back here.
I told you. I
But-
felt there was corruption.
Well, yeah, because we have Jack Logan in charge.
What better way to solve it than to be the solution?
Or a former GM tried to.
I'm going to take the reins and do it in his honor.
I don't. Quick shout out, DJ Roro. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to Top of Texas Wrestling. Guys, that's one more. We are literally 1 to 49. 1 to 49 here tonight.
Huh?
We need one more to hit 50.
One more?
One more to hit 50.
Come on. There's got to be one of your friends sitting at home doing nothing on a Saturday, not watching the other product from Stanford. They have to be sitting there at a computer. Send them the link. Get the word spread. We're about to have a clinic in the junior heavyweight division. But have you seen the last two matches of these men?
These two.
The last
have
two
been-
matches
Oh!
have been brutal, hard-hitting. No man is going to give.
These
It's
two-
2 out of 3 falls.
These two have put on bangers every time. And there we go. This is what's starting it.
Now they're just fighting.
Yes.
This is a cage, and these men want to fight.
Oh, again, these two have had match of the night every time they've been in the ring. And the fact that we have to have a winner, 2 out of 3 falls, this is going to be big. Oh.
What a chop by Ryan, leaving a message to Mike James, telling him, I'm here to take my throne back, and you're going to give it to me. Oh, Mike put some mustard on the chop. These two men are not going to give an inch.
Oh, you know they won't. I mean, just think about it. 2 weeks ago, it was Mike James and medic number 2, and Mike James just tossed medic number 2 around because of the mixed reaction
These two men
he
are
was
just
getting
brawling.
from the last time these two
Oh,
fought.
Walls of Jericho.
He's going to lock him in the walls.
Oh, small package. Ooh. Ryan Justice, a little quick there. Mike James backing him aggressive. Woo-hoo!
Me and
Oh
Ryan
my
Justice
God.
talk about this.
Chops and forearms. Oh, Mike James first to taste the steel. That's a big advantage for Ryan.
Again.
That is a big advantage for Ryan.
Baseball dropkick. Ryan Justice and I talked after the first time these two fought. And he gave me a perfect example of like the energy that Mike James gives him as he slams him against the cage. Former top of Texas heavyweight champion, trained by Harley Race. Epi Cavea is the same guy like Mike James is right now that just gives everything in the middle of that ring. And I would love to see.
What is Ryan Justice setting up?
Well, he's got him sitting on Brett's rope.
Oh, boots him into the steel. Ryan Justice taking advantage of the fact that Mike tasted the cage.
He's gonna go for it again.
Oh, knee him in the face. Bouncing him up.
sink.
Ryan Justice is here to take his spot back. This is crazy. Ryan taking it to Mike early.
He said he's here to prove a point in West Texas. That's why he's the last Maverick of West Texas.
Oh! Spear into the cage. Mike James dodging out the way.
He's been gone a while from top of Texas. Ryan
What a missile drop kick. Beautiful drop kick from the top rope.
Almost halfway across the ring.
Mike trying to regain the advantage here. Ryan Justice is still, you got to be high from that last win. If that would have been for the title, he would have been a champ. Oh, gut wrench. Ooh, what a gut wrench suplex.
But he knows what it's like to be the junior heavyweight champion. Again, Ryan Justice, a Grand Slam champion. He's held all the gold here in top of Texas. This would not be his first foray for the junior heavyweight title. But you know he wants to make his mark with the junior heavyweight division. He wants to teach these young guys, these guys who have only been in West Texas for maybe a month or so.
Ryan Justice is just sending Mike James all over the steel here. This is not a good situation for Mike to be in. If Mike wants to walk out with his title, he needs to get up and get going here. Ryan is taking advantage. Reeling it back in. Off the cage again.
Like a lawn dart, just tosses him. We still have a little bit of a mixed reaction to these two, but I'm hearing a lot of these fans for Miracle Mike James right now.
Oh, Mike is bleeding early. This is not good. Now you have to remember, this is 2 out of 3 falls. If he gets beat so badly in the first, Ryan might be able to go 2 straight and take the title.
Ryan might just get the clean sweep here.
He might. This is, ooh, Mike James coming back with some offense. Oh, Ryan just raking the eyes. Ryan's an animal. Oh, wiping the blood of Mike James on his chest.
Shades of a former highlight of your line. Ryan Justice doing whatever he can to get the victory.
What a kick out.
And when
Mike
it's for the
James
gold,
strongly kicking out.
you have to do anything and everything for the gold. Ryan Justice knows that better than probably anybody in the back. There's only a couple of men in the back that can actually say they were here longer than Ryan Justice.
Ooh, ooh. Oh, gut wrench. Ryan slips out.
I'm sorry.
Ooh, Mike back into the corner.
I'm sorry. I am just mesmerized by this match. This is a great
The crimson mask of Mike James is flowing. Ryan looks to capitalize at any point that he can here. Looking to get the fans behind him.
Misses that kitchen sink knee. And now Mike James has a chance.
Mike James with the spear punch combo.
Off the ropes.
Ooh, knee to the mush.
Oh, is he looking for the face eraser?
Oh!
Face eraser.
He kicked out. He kicked out of the stomp.
He's going to have to do more than that.
He kicked out of the
Ryan.
stomp.
Ryan.
Oh! Oh!
Well,
He
that-
kicked out of the stomp, and Mike just punt kicked him.
The first fall has been awarded to Mike James. The score is now 1-0.
Mike James
Mike James coming back, getting that first fall. What a brute.
looking like he's trying to go out for the Arizona Cardinals here with that big punt kick.
Let's talk about it. Ryan Justice kicked out of the stomp. Mike, out of desperation, punt kicked that man in the temple. Let's not undermine it like it's not there. Ryan Justice is rocked. When you get hit in your temple, it throws off your equilibrium. You can clearly tell he's distraught.
Oh, yeah.
This is now a different
But
situation.
At the same time, Mike James had Parker right there trying to check on his head as well.
This is a different kind of fight. Oh, Ryan's
got him. Fisherman Buster!
Oh! Mike barely kicks out at 2 3/4 of that Fisherman Buster. Where did Ryan muster the energy? Was he playing possum there?
He might have been. Look, you know he's going to want the best fight out of anybody here in West Texas. And he knows he's going to get it from Mike James.
Oh. Mr. Jack Logan's in the audience.
Yeah, I saw Mr. Jack Logan out there. I bet you he's so thrilled that you put in your notice as general manager. As we get a baseball shotgun drop.
Ooh! Ryan Justice out at 2 3/4 there. Mike's seen a moment of weakness there and capitalized. Stiff elbow to the top of his head.
Can you believe this weekend? We've got the big show going on in Nashville. We've got what could be somebody's legitimately final match tomorrow night. And we've got this steel cage here tonight. This weekend is crazy in professional
God
wrestling.
bless West Texas and God bless pro wrestling. Both these men have to be exhausted. Mike catching his breath the moment, maybe letting Ryan do the same
I don't
here.
think-
Ooh, Mike James is in. Oh,
Over.
there's that Northern Lights throw. Signature move of Mike. He's looking to take advantage here. He is up 1 fall, so work the pace. The fans are behind him.
Mike is up on some.
Oh! Still
Dialed
got
it
up
up.
to 619.
Dialed up that Tiger Feint kick. Not sure what he was trying for there. Oh!
What a clothesline.
I think he was going to try to go for the buckshot, but just
I think he was going to go for that spirograph, but realized the wall of the cage there was a little too much.
goes up to the middle rope.
Wow, Luthez press off the top 1. Mike James with a Luthez press off the top.
What?
What?
Oh, that was a stiff shot.
Oh, duck under.
Ryan Justice said no. Belly to back.
Saito suplex. Beautiful, both men, center of the ring. Beautiful Saito suplex by the last Maverick of West Texas. Taking Miracle off his feet for a moment. Oh, just choking him with the wrist tape.
Ryan Justice has been on another gear for the last couple of months, especially since him and his tag team partner Justin Taylor have been trying to dominate the Colorado area. Ryan Justice is now trying to kill it here in the West Texas area.
The third fall is via escape. This is not an escapable.
He made him eat that
through
door.
the door. Oh! Slamming his head in the door. Numerous times.
And there are no rules. He can get away with this.
Ryan Justice maybe feeling like his spot is at risk, looking to defend it as much as he can from Mike James. He's got to be out. Oh!
He literally just barely got that shoulder up.
Mike James kicked out on instinct alone.
You saw the look on Ryan Justice's face. He didn't even believe that. I couldn't believe that.
Ryan thought he had it over. The cage door into his face 3 times.
Uh-oh. Looking for the winner.
Ooh!
Big knee.
He's either setting up that
It's all tied up.
Has been awarded the second fall. Therefore, the score is tied at 1-1. Now, with the third fall, both gentlemen can now escape the cage. Next fall will be your junior heavyweight champion.
Dropped him right on his head. And of course, Parker making sure that both of these men can continue.
Oh! Trips up Ryan. Ryan was going right for the finish.
Ryan Justice hitting Ryan on the controller right now, trying to get out the cage.
Ooh!
Big lariat to the back of the head.
Crossface!
Crossface!
Crossface! Center of the ring! It's a crossface! Junior heavyweight title on the line!
Rolls him up.
1, 2, oh!
Dude,
wow!
Hair. Oh my.
By the hair on his teeth, that man got his leg up.
Oh my God, this match.
Ryan might be realizing.
Ryan is putting 2 and 2 together right now.
Oh, Ryan knew the door was open for a moment, maybe too late there. Miracle seen it too. It's now a fight for the escape. Oh, stiff elbows. Oh.
Ryan trying to pull a Chewy and get out of here as soon as he can. As quickly as he can. Up.
Oh, wow.
Power slam.
Oh!
Into the steel cage.
Launches him into the cage.
Okay, I have seen a lot of things inside this steel cage. These guys have used this cage to places that I've never seen here at Top of Texas.
I just seen parts of Mike James get lacerated by a steel fence that I never wanted to see.
Ryan
gonna walk out.
It's that easy.
What are you doing? He had a chance to win the match.
He wants to prove a point.
Proving a point doesn't.
He's gonna prove a point.
Proving a point. He may have lost his opportunity for the title. Proving a point and getting a championship are two different things.
Oh, you know what else is two different things? That chop. He's got him up. D!
Death Valley Driver, can this be it? 1, 2, oh! 2 and 3/4 at the hand. Ryan Justice is so close.
You can feel the electricity in this thing. We all thought it was over right there.
Looking for a clover leaf. Oh, kicks him off. Ooh, into the cage.
Miracle Mike is the only time I've seen a clover leaf.
Oh, double knees to the back of the head. Mike's on a roll, looking for maybe a chance to finish. Oh!
Oh, and he's got him caught in the top of the cage. You know, the top of the cage used to be lined with barbed wire.
Oh!
A smart GM actually decided to get rid of the barbed wire on top of the cage.
Hey, courtesy to that smart GM. I still want to see these people wrestle next week. God bless.
That was a stiff shot to the back. But that was a stiff shot to the face.
Keep your title.
People are behind Mike here.
That mixed reaction is turned right.
Ryan sees something he likes.
Triangle! Code breaker!
Code breaker off the cage. From the top, a springboard code breaker by Ryan Justice. Oh my God. Neither man is giving an inch. They want this title.
That is going to be TikToked. I'm telling you right now.
That is a highlight.
Oh my God!
Yet again! What is it gonna take? What does Ryan have to do to keep Miracle down? What is this? What can he do?
God style.
Oh! Mike with moves of his own. Pile driver!
Oh! Driver!
Shades of a good Texas legend, Terry Funk. A pile driver in the center.
And now he's going to make him humble.
Camel clutch. This could be it. This could be it. Is he going to give it up?
He may be out.
He may be fading away. He may be fading away.
It's over!
Mike James! Wow!
Call it! Call it!
Ryan Justice passed out. Winner, still champion.
Due to referee stoppage, due to Ryan Justice passing out, your winner, and still top of Texas Junior Heavyweight Champion, Mike James!
My God, Miracle Mike James just made the last Maverick of West Texas pass out. Made him humble with the camel clutch.
He walked right into that man's house, sat his feet on his coffee table, choked him out in front of his wife, and went and got dinner. That is insane. Mike is now the top of the junior heavyweight division.
He's been the top of the junior heavyweight division.
Well, now
But
he's
this
who's
this right here just solidifies it. When you
This-
can beat a Grand Slam champion like Ryan Justice, somebody who's done it all here at Top of Texas, a former West Texas champion in OSW, a multi-time SCP champion. This man has done it all in the West Texas area. And Mike James just made him pass out 2 out of 3 falls. Congratulations, Miracle Mike James.
He is not taking his eyes off of Smitty at all. Oh my God!
Here we go.
Sean Lau has been waiting for this for weeks. Wow, what a shoulder tackle.
Sean Lau showing a very more vicious, more violent side here tonight inside of the steel cage.
Sean Lau is pissed.
I mean,
Oh, off the buckle. Smitty with some rights.
I mean, let's just remember, it was just a few months ago that JD Smitty won the Panhandle title. Not even 2 weeks later, he's the one who counted the 1, 2, 3 for Sean Lau to get the shot here. Oh my God, no.
Oh! Breaking his head off the barbed wire. Oh my God.
Already?
Sean Lau is just pent up frustration after weeks of abuse on behalf of JD.
You know,
Bouncing him off the steel.
I said last week Sean Lau's going to have to be a little more spicy here tonight. And he is being, this is another side of Sean Lau we have never seen. Sean Lau, you said it earlier today, normally he comes in, he's shaking everybody's hand, he's respectful to everybody. He's probably one of the most positive guys in the back of the locker room. But tonight, he didn't say hi to anybody. He just went into his own zone, and now we see what it is with this Shadow Dragon.
I don't really know what to think of this brutal side of Sean Lau. He didn't high-five the fans. He walked straight in, stared daggers through Smitty, and now he's inflicting punishment. Oh my God. Oh my, curb stomping him into the cage.
Did he just have a smile on his face when he did that?
This version of Sean Lau has no remorse.
Snug32, welcome to the chat. We have got right now JD Smitty. He's wearing the camo shorts, defending his Panhandle Championship, and he's taking on, well, normally we call him.
Oh, Smitty with a DDT.
Normally we call him Asian Warrior Sean Lau. Tonight he's Shadow Dragon Sean Lau, which is, again, very crazy. Another side of Sean Lau that we have not seen, a darker, more vicious side as JD Smitty goes in for the lock here. Snug32, thank you for the follow. And by the way, that follow makes it number 50.
Number 50, we have done it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your consistent support of West Texas Wrestling, getting us up to 50. Oh! Smitty throwing Sean Lau off the cage.
You know who I am. You tell him who I am. And all of you shut the hell up.
Smitty, here with a message.
Well, and again, JD Smitty, Triple Crown champion here in Top of Texas. He is the Panhandle champion, he is one half of the former tag team champions and the last holders of the Dennis Stent Memorial Tag Team Cup, the NRDs, with Nolan Phillips, and he is a former heavyweight champion. I brought him to the heavyweight championship, so him being the Panhandle champion was just a no-brainer. And I don't see J.D. Smitty losing here tonight.
I don't either, but the viciousness of Sean Lau's already come out. If he can rekindle that, Smitty might be in some trouble.
Big elbow there. Another big elbow.
Oh, what a drop kick. Knocking Smitty back. This Shadow Dragon persona is just, there's no heart in Sean Lau's eyes anymore. Sean Lau used to,
You know,
like you said, be cheerful. This is vicious.
2 years ago. Oh! Does he get a face wash drop kick there? 2 years ago, that man Sean Lau was just starting his training here in the Top of Texas Training Academy with Handgun Daniel King. His first match was against former heavyweight champion Phoenix. And now he is inside of the steel cage trying to regain the Panhandle title. This is crazy.
Oh, working the knee here. Wow. Sean with a grapevine guillotine here. Very innovative form of martial arts here. Pulling out some of that jiu-jitsu training. Sean Lau just wrenching.
Uh-oh.
J.D. Smitty back into it.
Well, and we saw, you know, this is the first time that we've seen, you know, Parker instigate that instant, you know, if they're out, they're done. Because we're trying to protect our guys here, especially inside the steel cage. I think J.D. Smitty realized that and said, no, I'm not going to let him pass me out.
J.D. Smitty here looking to take advantage and keep Sean Lau down here. High jumping leg drop. Beautifully executed by one J.D. Smitty. About a 2.5 count there.
2.5. Oh, trying to pull the Rey Mysterio.
Oh, ow, Smitty back into it.
Could not get the crossfix hooked in enough. JD with the knee to the back.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful, like handstand switch elbow.
And you got to remember, it was the midsection that JD Smitty originally attacked to earn that Panhandle Championship, causing him to cough up blood.
I'm not gonna lie, he might not be that good of a person, but he is a one stellar athlete. Oh, knocked him on his back. Sean Lau
Ground and pound. We were talking about those big shots in the Apex.
Sean Lau just beating the piss out of JD.
Off the ropes.
Oh, beautiful knee drop. Sean Lau looks like he's been watching strategy from past cage matches there. That looked like a Harley Race type knee.
Shades of a current head of creative in Stanford right now. I can't wait to see what he has.
I
coming.
can't either.
I'm sure we won't see it here in the next couple of weeks, but still.
Oh! High angle spine buster. Another signs of a legend, Arn Anderson there. Double A.
I was just going to say, that was double A all the way. That was a beautiful spine buster.
Beautifully executed by J.D. Smitty there, immobilizing the Shadow Dragon for maybe a mere moment. He should stop gawking with Parker and worry about that man in the... Oh, no.
You got to remember...
The whole reason this started is because of what Smitty is looking at now. That hammer is the whole reason this issue has gone... Oh!
This is it. This is over.
And he caught Sean with it.
Why is he not capitalizing on it? You just got him.
He's not capitalizing because I don't care what kind of dark forest you're from. That's a sledgehammer to your skull. And Smitty's gawking at the ref yet again.
He's telling him there ain't nothing you can do. Lil Betsy is a legal character in this match here tonight. Uh-oh.
No!
Please don't do that. They're going to break the ring. And then I'm out of paycheck. Works his way back up.
Oh, Sean spears him into the corner, dodges the sledgehammer shot. Sean working the midsection.
Sean now. Oh, he's got the nunchuck.
Oh! The nunchucks!
Nunchaku.
Everybody was kung fu fighting. Oh! Oh! Sean Lau is doing all types of crazy ninjutsu.
Shouts out to a certain orange turtle. Making him look like nothing. This is it.
Oh! Smitty got barely kicked out at 2.5 there. Sean Lau was whooping the crap out of him with those nunchucks.
Our semi-main event here. This has been crazy. You see the gloves, right? I think we may be seeing some color here.
Sean Lau is wearing the proverbial crimson mask. What is he driving into with the nunchucks?
He's driving in with the chain of the nunchucks. Oh, it looks like JD Smitty is a chucker as well.
They call that blue collar kung fu.
Snub 32 with the let's go.
Taekwondo, I apologize. I misunderstood a redneck swinging nunchucks.
You probably should not say that. We will get canceled. Again, Snub 32 with the let's go, Sean. Sean ain't going nowhere right now.
Sean Lau hasn't been moving much. Sean Lau here just taking punishment, dealing some back out here.
I think our main event. Oh, neck breaker.
Swinging neck breaker. Smitty gets folded like a lawn chair.
You capitalized on that.
Wow.
Using it for the pin.
Sean Lau using Smitty's landing as a little bit of a roll up there.
Let's just remember, this is only our semi-main event. Our main event, it's big boy season inside the steel cage between Pierce Price and Saba Tamu.
Big what?
Big boy season.
Oh no, Sean's got the hammer. Oh! Smitty goes low!
And it's all legal. As Micah Lucius Loveless out there in the crowd.
Now why do you gotta bring him into this?
Because he's out there in the
Whose
crowd.
side are you on? The man who's commentating with you every week putting in the work, or that guy?
To be fair, I have my own choice in this one, but he's not allowed to reapply, so there you go.
Well,
I will say good luck to you, sir.
thank you, sir. Smitty got the hammer. Oh!
He just ate the hammer.
Hammer bounces off the rope, backfires on Smitty.
And that's not like the mallet that Cluck the Clown had. That was little Betsy, a sledgehammer going straight across the skull of JD Smitty. Shadow Dragon Sean Lau.
Whoa. The story has changed. Smitty is now bleeding as well.
He's trying.
Sean Lau looking to power it back.
Up. Oh, he's using some spicy words.
He called him a female dog.
Oh, capitalized.
Smitty countered out.
Counted out with that. Almost like a cutter. We know he has utilized the cutter before, and JD Smitty has been capitalizing.
Oh, Sean looking to finish it.
Slice! Oh, no!
Oh, kick to the chest. He calls that. No, he calls that the whiskey lullaby. That is the whiskey lullaby. Put that man to sleep. Blue collar. If he can capitalize, he has a chance to retain.
You know, this is why this man is championship material. Stuff like that. Whiskey lullaby. I would have never thought about that. But he did just put Sean Lau to sleep.
He just sang Sean Lau, whiskey lullaby, and now he's looking to put him away. What does he call the hammer?
I think there are a couple of fans here cheering for JD Smitty. Got the pin.
Oh! Sean kicked out! Maybe Smitty was a little too late to capitalize. The fatigue of both of these men. Sean still kicking out. I think JD took a little too long after that whiskey lullaby to go for the pinfall. That whiskey lullaby was effective. Sean, it looks dazed.
That elbow may have just been a little effective there as well.
The people are behind Sean here. Oh, stiff punch by Smitty. Sean with one of his own.
And
oh, off the cage yet again.
Sean Lau with the stomp there to the midsection.
Sean Lau looking to go up for some high-risk offense. Oh! Smitty bounces off the rope and crotches Sean Lau. Sean Lau crotched off the top.
Sean Lau may be done here. I think this is it. Oh no! I thought we were going to see a superplex there.
Oh, Sean rolls out. Kick to the gut. He's going for it. Slice! Bread! Wow! Is that enough? 1, 2, yes! Sean Lau is your new champ.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, and new Top of Texas Panhandle Champion, Sean Lau.
Well, and it looks like Sean Lau and JD Smitty may have broken the cage again. Having issues trying to open the cage. Sean Lau, your new Panhandle champion. Congratulations, Sean Lau.
Introducing the competitors of this matchup first, inside the ring, representing the You gotta fight inside, but representing the House of Strong Style, he is the pacifist. Here's and on his way into the cage momentarily, from the Polynesian Islands, he is the Barbarian, Sama Tamu!
Oh, this is an interesting way. I cannot believe Pierce Price is not letting him in the ring.
That's the only way in, unless you walk.
Oh, and of course,
Is that the paid-off ref again?
How do you not know this? That is a very, very respectful ref. I'd say ring the bell. Here we go. It is big boy season.
Security, I just got called. Security is getting called to the back. Some urgent matter outside. There's some interference of some nature.
Well, I guess this is perks you get when you put your application.
Oh, Sama launches Pierce into the steel. That referee can't run from Sama.
Neither can Pierce, but here's the thing. Sama Tamu is going to have to get in there and fight a very angry Pierce Price. I understand Pierce Price didn't want to let him in the cage, and I don't blame him. But Pierce also talked to me earlier tonight. He said he's going to go back to a...
Sama learned how to kick in the giblets. Sama knows about the giblets. Sama's kicking the giblets. Turnabout is fair. Sama fight. Sama fight. God bless. I love that big angry man.
To quote myself from last week, he just beat him around the bush.
He knows how to beat around the bush. Sama got kicked so many times in the family jewels, he learned a new weapon. His foot, somebody's testicles.
Well, Pierce told me he wanted to go into a very darker, very meaner place. A place he hadn't been in over 20 years, that being back in the old massacre days in the warehouse. But I hate to say it, he's in there with somebody who's just in there for a fight.
Sama looks like a blood-hungry monster on the warpath, and Pierce is his prey. This man's gonna get eaten alive.
And I can tell you right now, as we...
Oh my! Sama with a hip attack, bouncing Pierce off the steel.
Look at the
Sama
face.
Gets it.
You guys can see this. Look at the face of Sama Tamu right now.
All Sama has to do is fight. He literally just has to fight. That's it. Sama fight. It's a tagline.
And here's the thing. Nobody from the House of Strong Style is here other than Pierce Price. We haven't seen Jay Hazard. We haven't seen, I guess he's...
oh, what? There's no DQ and the ref's getting involved.
Uh-oh.
Not a smart choice. You got nowhere to run when a giant barbarian wants to hurt you.
And I guess one of your running opponents, Tony Hurst, he isn't here as well.
That might be a good thing.
But
Mr. Hurst, I commend you. I've seen the Facebook, I've seen the social media. I'm looking forward to running against you, sir.
But then again, at the same time, it wouldn't matter if they were here or not. These two are locked inside this
I'm just enjoying watching his client get beat up. Sama Tamu on the middle rope. Woo! Big leg drop across the back of the neck of Pierce. Sama is in the zone. Sama is wanting to fight. That's all he has to do is fight. This is in Sama's wheelhouse. They had I Quit. They had a bull rope. They had last man standing. Sama doesn't know that. Sama is trained to fight. Pierce's knee getting stretched. Ligaments are tearing.
Pierce needs to go into a different place now if he wants to win.
Keying off what you said earlier, you said Pierce Price was bringing out a darker side. Who's not to say that side has also gotten brought out a darker side of Sama because of the actions of Pierce. Sama is enjoying this. Every second of this battle, he is beating the absolute piss out of Pierce Price. Fight!
Sama, you have love here in the chat, just saying.
Sama, Twitch is blowing up. Sama's beating up Pierce. Pierce's giblets hurt. It's a great day for West Texas Wrestling. Oh no! Oh! The hip attack in the corner! Pierce's neck snaps off not only the rope, but the cage! Did you see his head bounce off the corner of the cage?
The ring moved again.
Oh.
It's off center on screen. The ring moved
Stomping
again.
on the knee there. Sama working the knee. Oh, Pierce is favoring that knee. That knee's got to be hurting the pacifist.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You take out the knee of a man. Oh, stiff elbow back, knocking Sama off track. That's one way to stop a raging Polynesian is some back elbows. Oh, head off the buckle there. Pierce sidestepping. Ooh, stiff elbow. Pierce is channeling his inner Dusty Rhodes in this cage here. Oh, nice top elbow. Pierce is no slouch to cage matches.
Oh, no. Trust me, I know.
Look at Sama. Sama just ate those elbows and is about to tell him to come back for seconds. Give me another plate. Sama's still hungry. Does Pierce even know? Does Pierce even know? When that man turns around, there's a scary Polynesian. Oh, charging full force.
And he just ripped off the top.
Oh, he ripped off the buckle.
That ended up going against his favor there.
Oh, there's that head again, the headbutt, the viciousness.
I know I'm not going to be on camera before we get out of here, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off.
God bless. These headbutts from Sama cannot be easy to take.
Oh,
that head is hard for a reason. That man, I watched him the other day sit by the water fountain cracking coconuts on his head because he was thirsty. That head is not going to do. He's not going to feel it. Oh, Pierce pulling Sama into that exposed buckle. Sama hitting that up on the midsection or the sternum there.
Sama's been smiling.
It looks like the throat.
This entire time.
Oh, Sama got hit in the jaw.
I haven't seen Sama smile about this fight.
Sama got hit by the exposed turnbuckle there by Pierce. Pierce has got those, watch his hand. Oh, driving those beads off the top of the cranium.
Those spiritual beads.
Now, like you said, Pierce Price from the warehouse has a vicious streak. That man is no slouch. Oh, Pierce.
I've had my fair share of wars with Pierce Price. And let me tell you, though, it is not fun to be in there with a violent Pierce Price. He's not called the pacifist because he doesn't like to fight. He's called the pacifist because he wants to.
The side of your
exactly.
face.
Let's break the fourth wall right now. Why are you playing with a piñata stick?
My party stick.
Okay.
This is the people stick. Not trademarked.
We're about to put some Viva Piñata on stream. Anyways.
Oh, Sama backing Pierce up. Pierce not letting go. Pierce is not letting go. Oh, Sama.
He's trying to bring this home.
Backing him into the buckle here. Oh, Sama. Sama looking to regroup here. Oh, a splash. Don't forget that turnbuckle is exposed, so the bareback of Sama on steel. That turnbuckle has to hurt.
And you also got to notice that's a knot where that turnbuckle is. That's all metal right there. That's that steel cable.
Sama just got drove into exposed metal on his back. The pacifist.
Speaking of metal to the back, did you hear that smack from that forearm?
Oh, what a vicious snap DDT by Pierce. Wow.
Well, while Pierce regroups here, have we heard anything from security? What's going on?
I don't know. Security left. Beginning of the match, I received a phone call from the back. Security was needed. There was a situation. I don't know. The pacifist still favoring that knee here. Oh, beautiful leg drop to the back of the neck. That was a famous, so that looked just like
Shades of an ass boy, father.
That count was fast and Sama still kicked out. Zeb has got to be feeling comfortable. He doesn't have a Barbarian running after him anymore. He's got to feel more relief. And there's Loveless yet again. There's Loveless
You know
in
what?
the corner.
I bet you Loveless is loving this because here's the thing. Loveless had to deal with Sama Tamu on his return. He was pretty much the carrier of Sama Tamu when he returned. And yeah, I'm sure he was not very happy with that. So I'm sure he's happy with the turnout right now.
Oh, Sama wrenching on the leg, pulling up.
That is very interesting.
Ooh, Sama
Something
wrenching.
not really seen here in pro wrestling.
Sama learning submission techniques in the islands. Sama grabbed that leg and bent it like a piece of tree bark.
I mean, we know he showed up for a training session at the Main Event Wrestling Academy, and then nothing. And then he came in here and started killing people. So, I mean, there you go.
You're telling me Sama learned how to throw people and now he's just a dominant force? Pierce!
I think all he did was throw people. He didn't learn it. He just went in there and threw people
And
at the
they
main
said-
event. And then they said, yeah, you're good. We don't want to die.
Pierce launching Sama face first into the cage. Like a lawn dart.
Got those beads again.
Pierce defiantly screaming at Sama to go to sleep.
By the way, for those of you on stream, after this, we will be rating Hogan versus Flair, doing their Dios Mios. We'll be going to check that out after the stream. So join us in the raid on that, as we are here with this violent main event. It has been a
Pierce
night
shooting
of
off the
violence.
rope. Oh! Cross-body Sama into the cage. The amount of mass that just went into that cage
I
wall.
told you, it's big boy season in the cage. That is meat on meat, sir. Oh, I heard Rose for the first time tonight.
Pardon?
I heard Rose for the first time tonight.
She's been yelling quite frequently, just no clicker.
Ah, that's why I haven't heard her. Or she didn't call Jay Hazard a bitch.
That was a pop. That was a pop. Sama with a hangman on the top.
Speaking of a pop, they gotta be careful. You can see this cage is not held very. It doesn't. It has great structure, but it does not have the best support. Again, we got two big men going up against those cage walls. I would be very scared to be on the front row.
I'm not scared now. We have a cage in front of us. Men are bouncing off of it. If one of these walls falls, it's survival of the fittest.
I can't tell you if they fall, they do hurt. I've experienced that firsthand. Thank you, Chewy and Pierce, but still.
I want to ask, but I feel like I'm going to bring up trauma. Oh, Sama. Ooh, double fisted to the forehead. Pierce with a stiff forearm.
Don't talk about Pierce fisting people, please.
Huh?
Don't talk about Pierce fisting people, please.
I said Pierce with a stiff forearm.
No, you said fists.
Pierce is...
I can get away with it. I'm a VTuber.
We're going to get banned. Pierce with a chop to the chest of Sama. Sama, double chop.
Almost a Mongolian chop there.
Oh!
That overhand chop. Shades of a former world champion. Oh!
The double slap to the chest by the Barbarian to Pierce.
Lighten him up.
How do you breathe after that?
Not very well. First-hand experience, not very well.
Pierce getting shot off into the corner. Oh, reverses. Oh, Sama into that exposed buckle again. Again onto the small of the back. Let's not underplay that. Sama's back has to be killing him.
And that just stretching and choking him, and there's nothing that the referee can do here. Even if he's paid off, it's all legal. It's all legal like a Double Dip Tuesday over at the Dollhouse. You're welcome.
The best line.
Oh, alley-oop.
That was an alley-oop bomb there by Pierce Price. Now Pierce Price, a master of suplexes and throws there, pulling out some craft.
Again,
some crafty veteranship, taking him off the buckle there for an alley-oop bomb.
I don't care what stallion you rode in on. Pierce Price is the definitive person, the originator of West Texas strong style.
What the originator, Pierce Price, is West Texas strong style. There's no middleman. It's either Pierce Price or no one.
I don't care what stallion you rode in on or what NXTs you were on.
Oh boy. Oh! Pierce off the middle rope. Sama out the way. Sama with the veteranship to roll out the way there. Getting the one up on Pierce.
Couple of big shots there.
Oh, Sama jumping off the middle rope with a double axe handle. Sama catching his breath, trying to feed off the energy of these people here in the WrestlePlex.
Raise your hands like you're giving the spirit to the spirit bomb.
Oh, turnabout, fair play. Turnabout's, whoa, hey!
And Zeb.
At this point, I want to see the ref get kicked.
I mean, he's already been attacked by Misfit tonight.
I want to see another kick via Sama to knock his face off. Make him look like Parker. More.
That would make him look like Parker.
Sama looks pissed. That referee better run. Oh, he got chopped. No way. Is he going to do it? No.
He may have just given him a chocolate drop.
Oh, Pierce saving the ref. The ref seen his life flash before his eyes. A Polynesian nightmare was running full speed at him.
He saw a choo-choo train, and it wasn't a boss choo-choo train. No,
It wasn't Thomas.
It wasn't Thomas. It wasn't Becky. No, it was Samatamu.
The Barbarian Bulldozer.
Polynesian powerhouse. What else can we come up with? You find out next week.
Name that Pokemon.
It's Pikachu.
It's Bulbasaur.
Damn it. Trying to make him eat that corner. Pierce Price may be eating that corner though.
Oh, head off the exposed metal. Sama bouncing Pierce's head off the exposed metal.
Again.
Sama's got to fight.
Again, that's a turnbuckle. That is a knot in the steel ropes, the wires for the ropes. That is all exposed right there. And I'm sorry, that is not new tape over that knot either. So that's got to, have just age to it. It's called seasoning, my friend.
Oh, Sama stretching the leg. Pierce is bleeding. Pierce has a crimson mask. Pierce has been busted open.
This is not a good thing, though. Pierce bleeding is not a good thing because Pierce becomes a very violent man when he starts bleeding. Again, I know this from experience. Looked like both men were trying to stretch each other out there.
The ref hesitates to count, looks at Sama in blatant disrespect. Look at him. Look at him stare at Sama.
I just want to say, technically, that should not have been a 1 count. Pierce's arm was all the way up.
See, this is why. Look at this man and his arrogance.
He looks more scared than he does arrogant.
Ow! 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 Is he updated on his shots? We have a barbarian chewing on somebody like a pork steak.
Oh, great. Now I'm hungry.
Oh, stiff chop to the neck. Sama's just having his way now with a bloody Pierce.
Sama is having fun, and you know what? His fun is our fun.
Look at that. Telling the referee you might be on a side, but the blood still runs red regardless. Oh, foot to the chest.
See, this is why referee Zeb said I'm his favorite commentator.
Referee
here.
Zeb can get frustrated all he wants, but I doubt he's going to fight Sama. If I was in a cage with a barbarian, I would leave the cage with the barbarian. Just me.
If I was in the cage, I wouldn't be in the cage. I wouldn't have never been in there in the first place.
I'll walk in for a Sama fight convention.
He is just trying to choke him out, trying to make him pass out. Oh! And right to the giblets.
And now Pierce Price is working the giblets again. It's the giblets all around. Sama learned to work it. Pierce said, let me show you how the master kicks somebody in the groin. Pierce is leaking. Oh my Lord, his vision has to be obstruct. Pierce may have kicked him in the groin under pure instinct to try to survive.
Zeb may want to throw this match out.
Pierce is out of it. He's swinging the buckle. Pierce is seeing red, not the way he wants.
But again, it's still cage match, technically unsanctioned rules.
Pierce with a beautiful jumping. Oh! Sama under the neck! Sama under the neck!
Trying to put him to sleep. Is Sama trying to climb up? Oh, he's up on the second rope. Trying to get some leverage. And just wrenching back.
Sama is hanging Pierce. Pierce's feet are barely touching the mat.
Did he just shake him off?
Sama is choking the life.
You know what? There's being crooked, and then there's being negligent. And I'm sorry, this is being negligent now.
What is this ref doing? Pierce Price is not even
Exactly. We can all see Pierce.
It's Spitfire!
What is
Spitfire!
He doesn't have a contract here. What is he doing here?
It's Spitfire! It's Spitfire!
What is he doing?
Spitfire's in the cage! Oh! He takes out Zeb!
He attacks another official here. Last week it was Security Damien. Caused him to go get stitches, and now he attacks the referee.
What is Marcus doing? What is Spitfire doing?
No. Are we screwing Pierce again? Bomb City Screwdrop.
Am I supposed to ring the bell?
Bomb City Screwdrop.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner of the match, Sama.
That was a screw job, and you know it. That man does not have a job here.
I mean, all I seen was the referee's hand who's in charge tap the mat. Turnabout's fair play.
This is another screw drop. And now, I'm sure Salma's going to go after the quote-unquote heavyweight champion.
Bye!
All right. Well, let's get out of here.